Governor Tim Walz is saying that you and others that are out there trying to expose this, you know, you're doing it because you're white supremacists. What is your response to him?
Yeah, Tim wants votes. There are entire apartment complexes where white people have been pushed out of these apartment complexes because Somalians have taken over, and they're inside of these towns like Minneapolis, where they can go get votes from these people. And if you have 100,000 people that will vote for you because you're going to enable and let this stuff happen, and because you're going to call a white person racist for calling out facts, this is what's going to happen to a state like Minnesota. Minnesotans, they say Minnesota nice, but they are very upset. And I totally understand why they're upset, because they don't have a governor who's actually working for them. He's actually working against them.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we understand how they passed the first audit, because the Somalis in Minnesota have been trucking in children, busing them in to pretend that they actually have kids in the daycare, only to fraudulently have them leave the daycare immediately after, and giving out payments to the parents for pretending and being in on this scheme. Really crazy stuff.
In order for the scheme to work, the daycare centers need to sign up low-income families that qualify for child care assistance funding. These surveillance videos are from a case prosecuted by Hennepin County. They show parents checking their kids into a center only to leave with them a few minutes later. Sometimes no children would show up. But either way, the center would bill the state for a full day of child care. This video from that same case shows a man handing out envelopes of what are believed to be kickback payments to parents who are in on the fraud.
Where was the money going?
I don't know exactly where it went.
Allegations. Is there fraud going on here? No, it's a video. I just want to know what's your response.
What's the problem?
Huh?
Get the out of here.
What's your response to the allegations? Is there fraud going on here, and is there children? That's all.
Don't harass me for the here.
This doesn't surprise me at all. Of course, now they passed the first audit, but clearly they didn't pass subsequent audits because it doesn't surprise me. When I was younger, I used to see people do stuff like this, right? They used to get people to participate in things that maybe they understood, maybe they didn't, or maybe they didn't think anything of it. Like when people participate in stuff like this, like, hey, can you bring your kid here? And then, you know, I give you $50 and then you just leave. People are thinking like, okay, I'm getting $50. They're not thinking, oh, I might go to jail for fraud, right? For stealing government funds, for being an accessory to this. Now, I guess the question is, if you don't know exactly what you're doing, like that somebody had this big fraud thing going on, like let's say you suspected and somebody's like, well, how could you not know? Well, I mean, you know, people are stupid, so they may not know. But unfortunately, you'd probably still go to jail, because that's going to be a hard argument to make, to say that if you put 2 seconds of thought into it, that you couldn't figure out that there was some sort of fraud going on. But at the same time, you don't exactly know that that daycare is taking in millions of funds from the state or from the federal government either. For the parents, it'll most likely end up being a slap on the wrist, if anything at all. But for the people who actually are securing these government funds and taking part in this scheme, I mean, these days, don't they like to charge people for RICO? Where are the RICO charges at? Because this is definitely a coordinated operation between many individuals to defraud the government. And I think that there should be more accountability than there has been up to this point. They did get some people for like the COVID relief stuff, but as far as I know for the daycare stuff, I don't know if they've really got anyone, indicted anyone for the daycare fraud stuff. But that said, Nick Shirley's in trouble. The one who broke this story, the Somalis are ganging up on him now, and they're threatening him. Let's go ahead and react and see how this went down. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos. So be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Out. Move. Get the fuck out of here.
Resist. You cannot come in here. Resist.
We don't care. We don't know where it is. Get out. That's not your job. You don't know that. Get out.
So they're at, it looks like presumably another daycare, asking similar questions, and they ain't taking kindly to it this time. They're like, nah, we gonna, either you get out or we gonna make you get out.
He's recording. Get out of here. Fucking idiot. Hey, I'm still recording.
Man, you can't see. Man, you can't see no faces. Y'all know. I mean, I know it's cold, but damn.
They're recording. Move.
I didn't give you permission to record me.
What kind of? No. Why you come here? Why you have? Do you have permission?
As Somali snaps, so the Somalian is recording. Okay.
No. Get out of here. Get out of here. Out.
You have to stop the camera.
You
You have to stop the camera. You have to stop the camera.
You have to stop the camera.
Stuff up.
There's Shirley.
I don't care. Who do you work for? Who do you work for? No, who do you work for? Who do you work for? Shirley. I don't care about Nick Shirley. This guy. So who do you work for? Nick Shirley. I don't care about Nick Shirley. That's who he's working for today. Nick Shirley.
Stop here. Stop here. No business. Stop here.
Get out of here. Yes.
Would you like to give a statement, sir? And see, you guys say I can't film, but look at you guys filming. You can do that. You can film here.
From the statement that's on the website, Advanced Mobility. This address is too far. You don't care about the state of Minnesota or what?
Where's Advanced Mobility at? That's all we're asking.
Business,
Anyone? This doesn't even exist.
Advanced Mobility?
What is it like it is?
Why do you go to white? Does it exist?
Get over here.
What?
White business. Why not just white business?
Why? I grew up in Minneapolis. I don't have to go anywhere. Did you grow up here? Did you grow up here?
Why do you care?
I was born in Minneapolis. You're telling me to go
Go to the
somewhere.
white place.
I grew up here.
Yeah, caught that. He said, "Go to a white place."
I was born in Minneapolis. You're telling me to go
Go to the
somewhere.
white place.
I grew up here.
You're telling us to go to the white place.
What?
White business.
Are you a
Go to the white
racist?
business.
Are you a racist?
You are racist. How?
Like, guys, it always comes down to the same thing. Like, go to a white place. Go to a white business. You're a racist. Nick Shirley. First off, Nick Shirley is much more polite than this other gentleman that he's with, but neither one of them is being rude. This guy just immediately starts going into racism, talking about go to a white business. He said, "Your kind ain't welcome here, boy." Like, this is crazy. Now, besides the Somali man, of course, you have the fake news and Tampon Tim Walz out here trying to claim this is just racism and white supremacy, as always.
So this is what happens when your own federal government wages war against you. This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy, when you hear the Vice President of the United States talk about now white people won't have to apologize for being white. That's never happened once in my whole damn life. And I think everybody in this room knows what they're doing. So we're here today to say enough of this. We're here today to stand that Minnesota will protect their neighbors.
So these were funds that were meant to go to help feed hungry people during the COVID pandemic, to help keep people in their homes who were at risk of homelessness. So first of all, if there is fraud there, that should be fully investigated, no matter where it is, whether it's in a Democratic-led state, a Republican-led state. I mean, let's pull back. So absolutely, it should be investigated. The question is, why is this a priority in a different kind of way? The politicization of the DOJ and the FBI is undeniable. So whether they are reliable narrators is the big question. And this is what happens when you weaponize and politicize federal agencies that are not meant to be, politicized. And I think the American people are right to ask the question, well, can we trust you? And that's a sad thing to say as an American. Let's recall, too, that there's also other scandals in other states. For example, the Mississippi welfare scandal. And this is not unique to politics. Americans know that. But, of course, the other factor here is that because it looks like the Somali population in Minnesota, the Somali immigrant population may have been involved in some way, those people are being scapegoated, and that community is being scapegoated in a way that certainly serves the far right.
But guys, let me know what you think. You think this is racism and white supremacy, or do you think that these fraudsters need to go to jail and that their skin color is irrelevant? Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you guys watching The Black Anomaly Rocks channel. I'm out. Big shout out to my members, Cybernoodle, 655, Bella Scott, and Carpentier John. Could not do it without you.
The YouTuber that was making claims?
You were here earlier today. I came here at 1 o'clock. You were here. Where are you now? You claim we're closed. You claim we're fine. Where are you? Why are you not here right now? It's like you're trying to put out a certain message about a certain group. I'm not gonna make that claim. I don't want to make that claim without me knowing him personally, but that's what it seems like he's doing from his front.